Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And yet again, we're here for another post match reaction to what was an absolute shit show yet again from Liverpool Football Club. And yet again, we've lost by 3 goals to nil. Um, and yeah, what was just one of those performances that yeah, the only thing I can describe it as was shit. But let me know how you lot are feeling in the comment section down below. And of course, we are here for the post match to Wolves beating Liverpool by 3 goals to nil as well. And let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. For me, I'm just fed up of this season. I want this season to end so badly. But I put a poll in the comment section down below. Was this worse, or is this worse than the Brighton defeat? I think, in my opinion, I think it is. And at the end of that game, I think we were pretty much like, oh, could this be worse? Can the season go? Could it go worse than this? And yeah, it feels like it. Um, no answers, midfield, abysmal, defense, abysmal. like literally, we could literally go through all 1 to 11 in terms of players, and it was absolute crap from minute 1 to minute 90. Probably, actually, in saying that, I think probably 10 minutes of the second half we were pretty decent. But apart from that, the rest of it was a shovel of complete, absolute donkey shite as well. So apologies for me swearing tonight, but again, I am freaking fuming, mega fuming about the result today and just the performance in general. And I think that the best thing to say is probably deflated, um, realistically, because again, I can't see us doing any better at the moment. And we'll get on to everything that happened in the game and your guys' thoughts anyway in the comments down below as well. But Antson, hello Ants, hopefully on a fantastic day. I had to go through Wolverhampton Station to get back to Leicester today. A lot of unhappy Scousers, very much unhappy Scousers. Ant as well, of course. I think, didn't you win today, Ant? I will double check if you won. No, when I saw it, you were winning 3-2. You won 4-2 after. There we go. So again, yeah, a good day for you. It must feel nice to win a Premier League game in 2023. Liverpool wouldn't know that. Well, at least the league game anyway. So again, very much disappointing, but hopefully you're on a fantastic day anyway, Anthony. As well. Well, that was effing dreadful. 7 times this season, 7 games we have lost. Yeah, not the best in the world, is it, at the moment, guys? It's absolutely crap. Um, and again, there's no way to look around it and go, "Oh, we could be positive on this little bit, this little bit." No, just absolutely not. It is just deflating. To say the least. And again, I I want this season to be over and done with. Please, I hate it. Null and void it. At least anyway. But Tom's in as well, of course. Big win for Everton um, today against Arsenal, and of course, Merseyside derby is next Monday. So we've got one thing. At least Liverpool don't have to ruin our weekends. Well, our weekend next week, of course, because the derby is on a Monday of all days. But again, hopefully Tom, you're having a fantastic day anyway. John's in as well, saying a bit of Connor, mate. Hope you're well. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, John. Good seeing you as well, my friend. Start to finish, total mess, says Brian. Absolutely agree. 1000%. Tom, can you message me, please, after the stream as well? So, Tom, there we go. Of course, Derby next week. Big up Doug and Tom as well, says John. Derby next, boys. Yeah, can't wait for Sean Dyche v Klopp. Going to be an absolute world class affair, isn't it? Between the two, Jesus Christ, Everton are going to batter them something. Oh no, it's going to be so bad. Oh, Liverpool are the easiest team to play in the league at the minute. It's so easy to play against, and it's not even funny. at this point neither. Well, welcome to therapy, guys. welcome to therapy. And good win for Leicester as well. Yeah, it was a good win, to be fair. And Slink, thank you, Mark, for that as well. Hi, John and Doug and Tom, as well as Brian. A link for Doug's stream as well. Thank you, Mark, for that as well. Great. Again, Mark's on it straight away. I haven't even got to ask him, so thank you, Mark, for that as well. Hi, Brian, as well. The World Channel was brilliant, mate. Tete looks some player as well. Of course, well, after you have to wait. Did you have to wait for until transfer deadline day? And you wanted to be good for waiting that long. Evening as well says to Brian as well. Hi, Brian as well. Let me quickly scroll down. What else we have? Quickly scroll back up because I bring it down to check and then it just goes bang and then straight up as well. Right, there we go. Hi, Brian as well. I read that one. Brian says, we look like a championship side, a shit one too. Yeah, we really, really look terrible, don't we, at the moment? Like I said, no win in 2023 at the minute for Liverpool in the league, which is yeah. To say that for a Jurgen Klopp Liverpool team, again, it's shocking. And by the way, top four is definitely gone after today. 1000% it's gone. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there will still be hope if Liverpool can fix our shit. The problem is, can Liverpool do that? The easy answer is no at the moment. And yeah, it's the top four champion. The only way we get top four is if we win the Champions League. And next week we've got Real Madrid, and Liverpool are going to get battered by Real Madrid as well. But some good news, of course. I think Jota and Virgil will be back on Monday to hopefully take part in training. So that's some good sense. And I know I said yesterday, don't rush them back, but anything to get Joe Gomez out of that. I say just Joe Gomez, freaking Joel Matip as well. Get him gone. Actually, we'll talk about that in a minute. But again, Virgil has to start in the derby anyway. I'm starting to think some of these players have down tools on Klopp as well. I think pretty much it's pretty much people are not fighting for the badge at the moment. And it did feel like that today. It felt like a pity party for some of the players. Once things went bad, everyone just felt sorry for themselves. And I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. You put yourselves in that mess, you sort it out. You fight and compete. And again, I don't know what Jurgen Klopp has to do to get the best out of these players at the moment. Tactics are a factor in it, and it will, we'll speak about it a bit more in depth. And of course, tactically, things were off today, but it's not just that. And again, we can blame recruitment, we can blame investment, blah 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 blah. These players are not playing anywhere near the level. It's like we've got a random group of people and just gone, there we go, play high level football and see what you can do. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like that the majority of this squad has played together for the last 4, 5, 6 years. It doesn't feel like that. It massively feels like if we've gone, right, there's a group of players there, there's a group of players there. They don't have a clue who they are. Each and every single one. They don't have a clue who they are. They don't have a clue, what any of them are about. Put them on a field. There we go. Done. It feels like that massively. And yeah, at the minute, it just feels utter shite. And there's no way of getting around it. But we'll speak a bit about that in a minute anyway. In a minute. But I'm starting to think I read that one out, and it says 4-2. It's blue yet again. There we go. Good for you, Ant, as well. Apparently, one of the players after the game shouted abuse at the players in the changing room, saying enough is enough. If any one of you can take the heat. Yeah, I seen that, Andrew. Again, he was coming from ITKs. I don't believe. I think Jurgen would have had his say. Judging from what happened after that, I've seen a couple of people, you mention it in the comments, what happened in the press conference. Yeah, I think Jurgen was very much pissed off after the game, and rightfully so, and he should be. But again, we'll talk about that in a minute. No threat up front and nothing in the middle. Jesus Christ. Well, it's that in it when Stefan Bajcetic is our best outfield player by a country mile. That goes to show you something is massively wrong. And that's not to say that Stefan Bajcetic isn't a bad player. It's the fact that we are currently relying on an 18-year-old child to be the best player on the pitch. That's how bad we are, and it's not good enough. And again, certain individuals, of course, Darwin not performing, Cody Gakpo, I know he's new into the team and so forth, but I'd like to see a bit more fight from him. Mohamed Salah, again, that conversation needs to be spoken about where he's not performing. And his decision making not the best again, and a few bits and pieces as well. The midfield, Naby, Thiago today as well wasn't the best. And again, I don't think any other players apart from could Alisson do anything about the goals? Probably not. I'd say. And then Bajcetic, for me, again, he wasn't amazing, and don't get me wrong, he wasn't a 10 out of 10, an out of 10 or 8 or out of 10. But for me, he was by far better than any other player on the pitch, and showing the only one realistically showing a better fight in the team and throughout the squad as well. Was the only player in today's game that decided to fight and to show a bit of fight. And again, when an 18-year-old kid is coming in and doing that, you can clearly see there's something wrong with the team. But fair play on Bajcetic as well, because look, right now, right here, right now, would I say Fabinho gets back into the team, with Liverpool playing, terribly? Absolutely not. Bajcetic keeps his place in this team at the minute, and I've said that for the last couple of videos as well. If you guys have known and watched as well, but at least your next game is is only the small matter of a Merseyside derby. Thank you very much for that, Ant. Yeah, it's not the best, is it, at the moment? I think we've got Merseyside derby. I think Merseyside derby, Real Madrid. Is it Newcastle away? And then we've got Real Madrid again. Then I think Palace away, or we've got United at home, around there as well. Yeah, it's not the best at the moment, is it, guys? It's really not good. Sounds like Robbo that as well. That's about it. I hope everyone is good after that poor result. I think everyone's not having the best, is it? Yeah, Andrew, I seen it was Robert. Oh, I seen it was Robertson. I don't want to say it was or it wasn't a player. If it was Robbo fighting for, and screaming at everyone, then fair enough, because someone needs to do it. But again, I seen that there was plenty of ITKs reporting it, and then I was like, yeah, no. It might not be. Something might have been like that, but I don't think it would have been exactly like that. We're getting battered by the Ev. Yeah, no, we are 100%. I don't want him to go, but I'd be fine if Klopp decided to leave. He looks a lot. No, Chris, no. Yeah, like I said this on Twitter. Respectfully, give your head a wobble. If Jurgen wants to go, I wouldn't personally blame him. And if that's what you mean, actually, let me read the rest of it. I don't want him to go, but fine if Klopp decides to leave. He looks lost, he looks broken, he looks worn out. He doesn't seem to know how to fix this. Again, like I said, if anyone is Klopp out, give your head a wobble. If we're speaking about this and the way the team's performing this time next year, then fair enough. Because then hopefully we would have had a rebuild and whatever. But right here, right now, if you are Klopp out, give your head a wobble. There is no other manager in world football that can come in and fix this mess. Simple as. And if you think there is a manager, then please give me his name or hers name, who could come in and fix the mess. Because right now, if someone else come in that door, they would then realize how much of a mess it is, and we would be in even worse trouble. And again, that's not just specifically Chris. I saw plenty of people on Twitter mention it as well. The fact that Klopp out and the fact that we're done and this, that, and the other. this squad's done. 1,000% the squad is done. Look, investment is needed. It's massively needed. But Jurgen Klopp is not. Jurgen Klopp is the answer. I don't think anyone can even think. I don't get how people can think that Klopp is done with the club. Personally, for me, he needs backing, and he needs you need proof of backing as well. In that regard as well. But Egyptian King's in as well, so you can pick up folks as well, because in your Egyptian King as well, Brian, they looked good today as well. I think it's probably Leicester. Honestly, if Klopp walks, fair enough. But whoever comes in, they will be in a shit situation. Yeah, exactly. And again, absolutely, I don't think Klopp is going anywhere at all. As far as we know, he's definitely not getting sacked, which is good. Because if FSG decide to put their voices in there, I think Jurgen would finally tell them where the frick to go. But again, that is the worry, that he would turn around and go, I'm done. That's the only way I can see him going. And again, I think he is the right guy for Liverpool. Give him a rebuild. And then if that rebuild happens and we're still in this conversation of not performing and this and that, not doing it again, it is what it is. It hasn't happened. Maybe it's time then to move on. But right here, right now, Jurgen Klopp is the most important person in Liverpool Football Club. I'd much rather get rid of every single player and then done Jurgen Klopp. Simple as. In my opinion, anyway. Hello, King. Welcome to rehab. Yeah, well, welcome to rehab, guys. Only positive about today was my Chinese takeaway. Fair play, Chris. Absolutely fair play. Talio being the writings on the wall for FSG. Absolutely. Good to see you, mate, as well. As to John as well. Well, you alluded to this said image if we lost, and we're back here talking about it. I did El Scouser, didn't I, yesterday? Very much optimistic yesterday, wasn't I? I was like, right, I'm going to go 2-0, but I can guarantee it, we're going to be this time tomorrow talking about us losing by 4-5-0 or something like that. I said something like this, didn't I? It would happen. And yeah, it's happened. It's very much happened. And yeah, absolute shovel of shite. And I think it's the best words about it. And they'll be well fired up for it and have enough energy. Got money out of them as well. Quickly scroll down. There we go. What else do we have? Phil's in as well, saying the club is crumbling in front of our very eyes. Yes, I would agree 1,000% on that. Egyptian King says James Pierce took a cooking today by Klopp. Yes, he did. In the press conference afterwards, Klopp did refuse to speak to James Pierce. And of course, it has caused headlines afterwards. And I think it was from what James Pierce wrote 3 days ago about the fact that things are crumbling around the club at the moment in terms of the team and not performing in that. And I think that's what Jurgen was referring to. But again, nobody knows for certain. But it was pretty bad when, of course, James Pierce asked the question, and then Klopp wouldn't answer his question, but he answered the same question from someone else. So again, it's not the best in that regard as well anyway. But yeah, it wasn't the best after the game. Matic cost us goals. I'm sure if he Brighton, Matic cost us goals. Brighton, Wolves today, he cost us that. Was the first goal or the second? I think it was the first goal, wasn't it? Well, the own goal was his. The second goal, no, it was the first goal that was completely his fault. I think anyway. But are we deliberately playing crap as a protest at FSG? Could be, yeah, very much could be. I think, and this might be said, this might sound really stupid come out of my mouth. If you guys remember when we had that centre back crisis, I can't remember what game it was, but we played a defence of Milner and Henderson as centre halves, and Klopp was like, I have nobody else to play there. I think Fabinho was out injured. Obviously, all the centre halves were injured, and he went, "Look, I have," and he made some statement in the press conference after the game. It was practically like, "FSG, look, I'm having to do this," and then we ended up, of course, going after um, Kabak and Davies, which again, there's nothing else now that can happen. The transfer window is shut, but it might be something you might go, look what I have to work with. I'm playing an 18-year-old kid in a DM position. I'm playing someone that's going to be leaving the club in 5 months in Naby Keita and Thiago Alcantara, who's aging and 31-year-old, and I'm keeping the likes of Fabinho, didn't even play today because he was ill, according to Klopp, and Jordan Henderson on the bench because at the minute we can't trust him to start for Liverpool at the moment. And that's the realistic term of it. Again, we've already mentioned it with the midfield in particular, but again, today wasn't just the midfield. It was the defence, it was the midfield, it was the attack, it was every single part of Liverpool today. And mostly, I think the major problem was defence. Again, Joe Gomez, Joel Matip, they are not good enough for Liverpool. Joel Matip, I think, will be sold in the summer. And if Liverpool can get anything for Joe Gomez, I think Joe Gomez would go as well. Jurgen speaking about this total clear out, and for the remainder of the games, why wouldn't we play Nat Phillips? And that's a mad thing for me to say. But while Ibu and Virgil are injured, I'd much rather stick Nat Phillips at centre half than Joe Gomez or John Matip at the moment. Because realistically, look at that game against City that he played in. What was it, about 3-4 weeks ago? And okay, we lost the game, but he performed pretty decently. He didn't perform terribly, and that's the difference. At the moment, them two are absolutely diabolical. Joe Gomez, I think, more than Joel Matip, but neither of them are covering themselves in glory at the moment. It's very much the opposite. Obviously Trent and Robbo, they weren't the best today, but again, I don't think they did anything terribly, if that makes sense. But again, for me, Joe Gomez and Joel Matip, they are gone in the summer, or at least one of them's going. And if right now, if you were to go on based on market value, probably Joe Gomez, if we're trying to recruit money in that sense. Like I said it, I put it on Twitter. Let me see if I can find. I'll try and see if I can find the tweet. It's the Frankfurt centre, the French one that's on a free transfer. I'd love Liverpool to sign him. Is it Ivan? Doug will know. If Doug's in the stream, Doug will know if he's here. I know his first name is Ivan. I can't remember his last name. And he's a French international. He's out of contract next summer. He, for me, is someone I think, like, obviously a free transfer is a free transfer. Don't get me wrong. But for me, he would be someone I think Liverpool should definitely go, definitely go after in the summer. But honestly, and again, in saying that, where will Joel Matip and Joe Gomez go? Does anyone need it? I think can whoever the new CEO comes in, could someone come in and make them sound, a 30-40 million pound player? Probably not. The way this season's gone, but again, I think they are definitely gone. One of them is definitely gone anyway in the summer. I would think anyway. What else do we have anyway? I was going to say, it sounded like Klopp has run out of patience now. Yeah, I think he has. I think he massively has. Elskous, I would agree with you on that. I think he's prepared to have a proper clear out, I think, at the moment. Hello, Ricky, as well, saying we're effing shite. Get FSG out now. Hashtag FSG out. 8 new players, lads. That's what we've come to. What, 4 in midfield, 3 in defence? That are we going? Or was all of them in one specific place? Yeah. I think bare minimum Liverpool need 5 players in the door in the summer. And I don't mean young players, I mean properly in the door. But again, will that happen? maybe not. You looked like you went down without even swinging today. 0% effort, unacceptable. Yeah, it was 100% it absolutely was. It seemed like we all know Liverpool want to control the game. That's Liverpool's way of playing, and we can play. You can call it ping pong football, or you can call it a boxing match. We can do that at times. But the problem is Liverpool today were getting beaten straight away. First minute, you could tell that Liverpool were going to concede. It was just a matter of time. We conceded first within a matter of minutes, and we're like, I don't think any of us are shocked anymore. That's the problem. We're not shocked that Liverpool go 1-0 down in a game. We're like, oh, but it's running into a meme now. At the moment, we're like, oh, Liverpool concede again. Here we go again. Like that's the same old story time in time out, and it's just really frustrating. It's really really frustrating. But yeah, there was zero effort today. I would agree. Matip wants to leave, so he can now. Yeah, let him go. Absolutely let him go. The rugby was a better watch. It wasn't for Wales. Wales got absolutely battered. Yeah, not the best for Wales today. Again, Ireland looked good. France probably will look good tomorrow as well in the rugby. I think Scotland as well beat England, so again, good for Scotland. Um, but I do think I think it's going to be between France and Ireland, quite obviously. For the Six Nations, I'm still going to go France for it. I think they do look good. But again, I think quite easily it'll be between Ireland and France for for their role realistically for the Grand Slam. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts as well. PS is like an annoying ferret as well, but Ricky, they won't go as well, says Mark. I totally agree, Egyptian mate as well. Actually, let me have a look at the poll. I'm not looking at the poll since we've started. But yeah, 59% of you guys says yes. This was worse than Brighton. 27 says both terrible, which I would have gone for. To be fair, anyway, and I've just checked as well. We're on 16 likes, so if we can get 20 guys, we very much appreciate as well. And I should say something as well, which is pretty mad. We've managed to hit 1,000 followers on TikTok, which again, don't worry, I'm not doing TikTok dances on there, but I think as we've been live, we've gone 1,000 on TikTok as well. So thank you very much for people that have followed us on there as well. Again, the only time you'll see a TikTok dance from me is if Jude Bellingham does sign for Liverpool. But again, I've promised that, like if you guys watched yesterday's show anyway. So again, big thank you very much for that. Just hopefully now we can get to 1K on YouTube as well. That'd be very much appreciated as well. But I thought I'd mention it now. I thought I forgot about it again. Anyway, but yeah, we've hit 1K on TikTok. So thank you very much for that as well. So we might be able to do lives on there as well, but I don't know if we can do it. I don't know if we can do this on TikTok, so that could be like a shared thing. I don't know yet, anyway. But again, we'll see anyway. But order Brazilian flag with Amazon. I want to dance. Let's go. God's sake. What else do we have? Big up Ricky. Hope you're well as well. Only Elliot, the attacking player, on the bench as well. Yeah, it wasn't the best, was it? In that regard. Again, well, Jota's back on Monday, so we'll have one more attacking threat or attacking option anyway in that regard, to be fair. But I'm with Klopp over any of these players. They can all go before him. Absolutely agree with you on there, Rick, as well. Massive clear out needed. Massive clear out needed. Yes, John, hope you're well. Can't afford to do it in one season. Nope, I would agree. 1,000%. We can't. Bare minimum, like looking at this, right? For me in the summer, and this is just based on not getting rid of anyone, the dream would, and again, this will be done in a video more in depth, or if we do it. Jude Bellingham, 130 million. Matthias Nunes, 44 million. That's what, 100 174, if my math is correct. Is my math correct in that regard? Yep, I think it is. Them two in particular. Then Ortega from Sporting, you're looking 20, 25 million quite easily, probably a bit more because the market. That centre off from, like I said, from Frankfurt, I think he's someone that Liverpool should be looking at in that regard. And then whatever, I know it sounded stupid, but people are going on about N'Golo Kante. Could you potentially bring in N'Golo Kante for a year? Probably not. I personally wouldn't want N'Golo Kante. I think he's too injury prone now. But again, you take that's probably Liverpool up to 200 million. Just on 4 players that you could bring in. Again, that's a smart way of looking at it, in my opinion. But again, 400, 200 million, it doesn't get you anywhere. It needs to be a lot more. It needs to be 250, 300. But again, you can't. Again, I absolutely agree with Mark But you can't do it in one summer. You can't do it over a year. Really, you can't do it in a summer and a winter window. You can't. Like the rebuild will take 2 years at least to start. Like that's the problem. Like this is why we say, well, the rebuild should have properly started 2 summers ago, but it didn't. It started now, and it's too late in that regard. So again, it's shite. So much for our strength in depth. Strength in defensive depth, that looks as bad as the midfield right now as well. Yeah, I would agree. Look, like I said, I think right now Liverpool should be starting with a defensive partnership in not Joel Matip, sorry, with Nat Phillips and Reece Williams. Get the gang back together. They got us Champions League football. When we're in that crisis, we're currently in a crisis again. Get them in the centre of the defence right now, until Virgil and Ibu come back at least. Anyway, and then of course we can, think about options anyway for now. To be fair, but as again, Real Madrid will be creating a remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre with us as well. Yeah, absolutely. That's not going to be pretty, is it? Absolutely not. Evening as well from Kyle. Kyle, good seeing you as well, mate. Tete is the greatest footballer living history. Jesus Christ. I thought that was Riyad Mahrez for Leicester. Guys, I thought that was Riyad Mahrez was the greatest footballer ever to live. Robbo was captain today, but that kind of thing happens all the time in the dressing room. No drama. No. Again, Liverpool have multiple captains, not just because someone has an armband around their arm. Look, we've got plenty of international captains in the team. There's no excuse for it. And again, it's just built on frustration for everyone at the moment. Leicester and Liverpool fans going at it at Wolverhampton train station. It's too funny. Get stuck in, lads. Jesus Christ. I wouldn't want to be there. I didn't see any trouble when I did I as well. Bloody hell. Hopefully people wasn't being idiots. Hopefully that ain't true. We're a load of bollocks today, Reds. I'm on the piss. Good to see you in here, Dave, and good to see you get on the piss as well. Congratulations on Ireland beating Wales as well. If Dave is still in here as well, because again, I think they battered, didn't they, Wales today? So fair play to them as well. But it's right, Dave as well. Dave also says, "Oh, Connor, Ireland as well." Yeah, great, good result. Dave, I do think, like I said, I do think it will be between France and Ireland for the Grand Slam this year, and of course, with it being a World Cup year as well in the rugby, of course, that will be. A big going forward there. But again, Ireland don't normally perform in the World Cup that good. Um, I think, but I can't remember what they did in the last one. I still live back in, what was it, 2011, 2012, when Wales got to the semis. In it, well, realistically, should have got to the final. Got robbed by France. Hey, Dave, well done to Ireland as well. Mark has says a bit of handbags, but it was never going to much. Again, hopefully it wasn't too many idiots in that regard as well. Hopefully everyone did stay safe as well. But again, please don't be an idiot in that regard as well. Scotland, brilliant too as well. Yeah, good. Brian says watch rugby. I've just seen the chat. I can see it down below as well. And if watch rugby, it's some sort of sport. Watch rugby. To be fair, to be fair, I'm getting more excited at the moment for Formula One cars being revealed. And then what was it yesterday? Red Bull decided to do this whole event where, if you guys are F1 fans as well, the fact that they spent, what was it, 2 hours doing the partnership forward and doing everything and that, and they had the exact same livery as the last season. So disappointing, like especially with the few concept arts that was getting thrown around, and supposedly they're meant to be going to that like dark purple gold livery, and then they ended up doing that stupid same one as last year. It was crap. Genuinely, the rumors got me excited, and then I was like, yeah, Red Bull being Red Bull, absolute crap. I don't want him to go. I want him to have a better owners, but if we are getting new owners, then Klopp should walk. He shouldn't have to deal with the players not playing for him and lack of investment as well. Yeah, I would agree with it, Chris. I expect more pain, sadly, Reds. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I absolutely agree with Dave there. At one stage, it was for players, two Mark II Wolves players. What else do we have? We both picked the right team. Connor shows how predictable we are. Yeah, that's true, right? We did predict this exact same team, and yeah, it didn't work out well, did it? It did not work out well. Not much choice of team selection as well. No, it's only one or two players you can swap around right now, because either A, people are not in form or not playing well, or people are injured. So it's not the best, is it? But just idiots may get the train home. What's the point winding up over fans that we haven't even played today, unless it's I'm not going to read that last part, but please be safe, and please don't be idiots to one another as well. Short videos, Doug, sell them all. What's Doug said? Missed Doug's comment. Connor, you're doing the show about keeping yourself, the squad. I will be, Doug. That will be next week now. Because again, we don't have anything, pretty much planned now until, of course, the Merseyside derby stuff and that. But yeah, I will be doing it, Doug, and I will get people on for that as well. Because again, it's going to be a short video, because it's just going to be sell, 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 sell. Get rid of them all. What else do we have? Who would want Gomez though? Anyone that would have him at this point. You could get him. You could get him a deal somewhere. Who's coming up? Burnley, maybe, in the company. But again, I think Burnley are doing quite well for themselves at the moment. There'll be someone that will want a Joe Gomez. It's just how much, will Liverpool outprice Joe Gomez in that regard? We've done it with Nat Phillips, over the last couple of seasons, where, plain and simple, Nat Phillips was, worth 20 million and 25 million. And then, of course, I think Bournemouth tried to come in and try to do a stupid deal that just didn't make a sense completely at all. I think Bournemouth last year offered, I think it was like 12 million, but I think it was like 5 million up front, and then the rest would be in add-ons, and that was the nearest thing that they would do to a deal. And we're not going to sell Nat Phillips for guaranteed £5 million, are we? In that regard. So again, it's just that question of, as Anne says, but who would want Joe Gomez, and would Liverpool put a price on him that would be too much, probably. As well, anyway. But the drop says Gomez and Matt about this summer. Uh, Gabriel and Adika. That's the guy's name. Adika in. That's Thank you very much. That's the guy's name, as well. He's the one who I want in. Anyway, free transfer, French international. I think he's 22 years of age, as well. So again, a good young player, in that regards. Anyway, and again, people want him around Europe. I think Arsenal have been following him for the last, I think, 3-4 years, from what I gathered anyway from the information. Anyway, but need Ramsey keeping up with the Polish Messi as well. Yeah, I think he scored a good goal in the under 23s, didn't he, yesterday? I think he outrun 3-4 players, so it's good to have him. Getting game time in the under 23s and looking good as well. Nunes got 2 chances, to be honest. Yeah, he got a few good chances to score, but again, didn't. That's the horrible part about it. But again, that's the problem. Darwin Nunes finally playing through the middle looked deadly a few times, but again, when he got the opportunity, didn't convert them. And again, it's just built on, you can't really build on anything that Darwin Nunes has done because of how the rest of the team has played and how Darwin's played defensively as well. It's not it's not good enough in that regard anyway. But I pray to God we don't rush Jota Diaz back too quickly or too quick. If it was me, I wouldn't play him for the rest of the season. He doesn't deserve to be a part of this shit show. I don't think we'll see Luis Diaz again this season. I think we will see Jota. The fact that Jurgen said that he's going to be back and the fact that he's available for the Merseyside derby, or could be available for the Merseyside derby, I think is pretty much a sign. The fact that Jota will be back. I think what Jurgen would like and hope for is if Jota came back, could be completely fine, and he could take Gakpo out of the limelight and try and work with Gakpo and try and figure out his best position. I think that would be what Klopp, I think, would want. Can he do that though, and can he afford to do that? Probably not. In that regards, and again, I don't want Jota coming back and then in 2-3 weeks him being injured again. I don't want that. Look how good Diogo Jota was against Man City. Got injured at the last second of the game and spent the last 3-4 months out injured. I don't want that. Liverpool are by far a better team with Diogo Jota starting in the team. Next game, Arsenal, Robertson, Tsimikas, Phillips, Trent, Thiago, Carvalho, Elliott, Nunes, Doak, Salah. Again, we'll get onto that for the Merseyside derby. Probably old when I couldn't use my name due to work as well. New your name from the clubs as well. Oh, there we go, from pro clubs. Where's my phone? Oh, never mind. What else do we have? Drop Salah, says Mark. Yeah, I think that's a conversation we're going to need for another day. Fair enough, mate. I need to get back on clubs. Leicester PLO as well. We'll have to sort something out, and as well, just for because again, I think clubs at the moment. I think we've got. If Ricky's still here, I think we've got. I think enough now for a proper team. I think in clubs. So we'll have to activate if you want. You can join our club if you want. Or yes, mate, as well. And nice guy. I'm too old for TikTok. I'm too old for TikTok, but again, the algorithm does a lot better. Like again, we post Jurgen Klopp press conferences on there. We post stuff from the show. We post again. I'm mostly if you guys know on the channel the shorts as well that we put up. We put off TikTok as well, so it links into each other, and the views work a lot better, and the algorithm works a lot better with shorts and TikTok and that side of things. For some reason, YouTube videos don't in that regard. I don't know why, but for some reason it doesn't. I don't know why, but it just doesn't. Get those likes up people as well. Let's read on. Let me actually check the poll a minute. I'll actually end the poll now. Again, 61% of people saying yeah. Well, there's only 31 votes, but again, 30, yeah, 61 votes. People saying yes was a worse defeat than Brighton. I can agree with that as well. Let me quickly scroll back up because I missed people's comments. Cause rugby is massive, absolutely. And says Red Bull relaunched the same car for the last 5 years. Yeah, they have. Again, it was only the rumors with the fact there was going to be like a navy blue car, like a navy blue gold purple car, that made it sound good. And then yeah, they just copied and pasted it from last year, which was terrible. And the greatest band of all time come from rugby, Spaceman 3. Klopp will turn it around. I hope so, Gary. I bloody hope so. Shout out to the Wolves fans who celebrated going 1-0 up by singing "Sign On." Small time mentality. Yeah, no, exactly. It was shite, wasn't it? Again, they have no songs. Like, Wolves have no chance for their own team. That's what I've realised as well from watching the games. Like, they only care about the away supporters and what's like what can offend the away supporters. They have nothing for their own apart from when a player scores and they sit, they go like Ruben when Ruben Neves scored the third goal. That was it. Like, they didn't sing anything else. But yeah, it's absolutely grim. And they're not grim as well. Can we package Gomez and Naby? Not together, because then someone would have to pay for Naby in some regards. It was bad. I lived up here for 10 years and never heard of them as well. To be fair, your fans were smashing up their away end idiots at every fan base. Yeah, exactly. That's the sad point of it. And again, it's not just Wolves fans, it's not just Liverpool fans, it's every single fan base. There is a small, pointless, stupid minority that do stupid things. And again, it's just shite. Um, no, mate, they're an underdog band from 80s and 90s. As well as Bright, Liverpool will need to get new owners, midfield system, formation, mentality monsters. No more, sadly. Sad. Yeah, sadly, indeed. That would be why, lol. Brian also saying we should be able to bring in 90 to 100 million for Keller, Phillips, Gomez, and Jones. 100 million for them. For Jesus Christ, I don't think we'll get that lucky. What, 30? What would it be? 30 for Kelleher. 30 for Kelleher, 10 for Phillips, 20 for Gomez, and 20 for Jones. If we was lucky in that regards. I think you could easily get 30 million for Kelleher quite easily. But again, I don't want to get rid of Kelleher. And again, this is the fact that I don't think Liverpool should, especially this summer, this whole talk of net spend and trying to recruit money should not be a factor. And I don't care if FSG are the owners and don't care about, oh, we've got to recruit money, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't care. Like, that's not what Liverpool need. Liverpool need a summer where, unfortunately, it is going to be in the reds. And unfortunately, because we haven't got Champions League football, or could be any form of European football, that's going to be a massive impact on the books. And realistically, that's a hit that FSG are going to need to take because it's their fault. It's their fault, the fact that, yes, we've got recruitment in other places, like the forward line, for example, but that's sorted. We don't need an attacker again. We don't need strikers. We need midfielders, and we might need defenders as well at this point. But the midfield rebuild will need it. And again, we spent 20 million on Thiago Alcantara. The last time we properly invested in the midfield was when we bought Naby Keita back in 2018. That's it. Like, again, yes, we've brought in Harvey Elliott. Yes, we've brought in Fabio Carvalho. But them two and Stefan Bajcetic should not be the answers straight away, should not be doing it. They should slowly be coming in and slowly be doing the work, and slowly getting into their development, within the team, not being pushed right in and look, there we go. Besetic at the moment is our best, midfielder, and our best DM out of Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. That shouldn't be the case, And again, we're speaking about Jude Bellingham, and we're speaking about again, him being 19. But with Jude Bellingham, it's different. Everyone can see Jude Bellingham at the moment is playing, like, a 24, 25-year-old. He's that mature. And the fact that, Liverpool could get someone like him at the moment looks very much impossible. It looked impossible anyway. But the way we're playing at the moment, can we convince him to turn around and go, yep, don't, give up on Madrid, give up on City, give up on this, come to Liverpool, be the main man for Liverpool? Why would he at the moment? Liverpool have to sell Bellingham and Bellingham's family a dream. And at the moment, can we do that? No, we can't. Not the way things are going at the moment. And yeah, it's bad. And if we don't get Bellingham, then who do we get? I do not know. We need, I think it was VAR, underscore was saying. Or Mark did say as well. Sorry, do we think Ekpo was an emergency buy? No, I still think no. Was he needed? No. Do I think it was an emergency buy? No, I don't. I think Liverpool wanted him in the summer. But because Chelsea were going to buy him, by the looks of things, again, Liverpool just acted upon it. So I don't know really. We need Van Dijk, Jota, Luis Diaz, Firmino as well. If you don't agree, to know Liverpool nearly we're going to win the quadruple last year too as well. Yeah, it's a completely different team from that now, isn't it? Mate, it's definitely a team that is far from that at the moment. We'll be by anyway. Mark saying shorts can be really good. It only takes one spike. Yeah, exactly. I think we had one on Klopp on his 1,000 game that went mental. I think last week. So again, the shorts are quite easy as well to do and so forth as well. Kaz as well, fans of class, but Midlands football is more about opponent fans, which is more fun to be honest. For God's sake, Kyle. John's in as well. Hello, John. Hi, Connor. Just subscribed to your channel. Thank you very much, John, for that as well. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. And as Mark says, welcome, John, as well. And saying, that's football, mate. Not just the Midlands. On my 12 points after that shit show as well. Please take it easy, Dave. But yeah, however you want to forget about football, please take it, because that's all I'm going to say for today, for today's show anyway. But Mark says Dave typing well for that as well. Yeah, I think Dave's got down to a T now where it might just be text to speech, potentially anyway. But yeah, Dave, hope you have a good one anyway. It's only about 25 each at a push. Jones and Keller could bring 30. Most of those players have no future at the club. Keller is destined to leave by all accounts. By the looks of things, yes. He wants first team football. And look, if he does want that, then fair play to him. I think he could go to a proper club as well, and do fantastically well. He hasn't let anyone down at Liverpool, for sure. So, yeah. Eamon says Ten Hag doing bits. Klopp in the mud, not acceptable. FSG, again, I wouldn't want Ten Hag. I wouldn't want anyone else than Jurgen Klopp at the club, if I'm being honest, Eamon. Again, I think Jurgen is the man. I think I saw something earlier on that people were like, "Oh, bring in Tuchel or someone like that." Did that work for Dortmund when Klopp left? Did that work for Dortmund? No, it didn't. So, and plus, he can't do anything without finance. Do you think a Tuchel would do something, the way he likes to do it without finance? No, like plain simple, no. Sadly, more pain to come as well, says Dave. Absolutely. Um, what else do we have? Tuchel football is horrific. Exactly. I don't want Thomas Tuchel as Liverpool manager. Congratulations on 1K on TikTok on the lads. Well, thank you very much for that, Doug. Brian, our away form is generally relegation form. All of our form is terrible at the moment, isn't it? Screw FSG. Yeah, I think plenty of people are like that tonight. Where do you think Liverpool will end up this season? For me, eighth, eighth or ninth this season. I don't think Liverpool will finish above anywhere else than that. I think, like, look at the league. Let me look at the league table at the moment. So let's go through it. Arsenal top. Arsenal City quite clearly got top four. Man United, Newcastle. I think them two will get top four. I think Newcastle will get top four. Spurs. Yeah, I think Chelsea might, even though Chelsea are horrific at the moment, I think Chelsea might make a late surge for European football. But yeah, I think eighth, ninth for Liverpool this season. I don't think anything else. Than that, you look at it, we're on 29 points. What is it? We are 9 points away from relegation. Like, just get safety, boys. Just please get safety, and that's it. Or just get a freaking win for the first time in the year. That'd be kind of nice as well. But yeah, um, eighth or ninth for me. Eighth, yeah. Says Brian. Everton home, Newcastle away, Palace. Everton home, Newcastle away. I think there's Newcastle away, Palace away, United at home, City away. Prediction points wise, Everton at home 3 points. Um, that's mad for me to say straight off the bat. Just because the way we're playing, Everton are going to beat us. We'll beat Everton. We'll lose to Newcastle. We'll draw to Palace. We'll beat United. We'll lose to City. There you go. That's my prediction. Or what we properly should say is loss, 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 loss. I'm joking. But yeah, that's the way it's going at the moment. Realistically, anyway. To be fair, let me quickly check something, guys. Um, has that done anything? No, it hasn't spread. There we go. I was just checking something for that. But again, yeah, we could pretty much say, all of it off in that regard. Anyway, but Barry says we need 11 points to stay in the league. Yeah, can we get that? Probably not. Not the way we're playing at the moment. If Everton beat us, I will lose the will to live, says Egyptian King. Absolutely. When does that rubbish Champions Super League form start? I don't got a clue. Next year. Anyway. Let's go, sir. Yeah, next year. Whereas Liverpool finished 15th this season. The way it's going, probably. We continue. We continue 12th. Our away form will kill us. Yeah, I would agree. 5 points. Domino, and then Brain, yeah, says eighth as well. We get European football due to the legacy team option or something. Yeah, I think that's next year. So from next season onwards. So it'll be at the end of next season. I think that works. So maybe that's FSG's plan or whatever. But yeah, it's a stupid rule in many regards anyway. We get European football due to the legacy or something. Yeah, I think that's the start of next season. I think as well. Still a couple of games behind some teams as well. We still are, but again, can we realistically see beating anyone at the minute? Probably not. Before today's, Wolves had scored least amount of goals in all four divisions, and Liverpool made them look like a super team, which again was absolutely terrible. I don't want to see us pushing for Conference League. Give me 10th. I would agree, 1000%. Like I said, Liverpool don't deserve any form of European football next season. Look, I want European football. I want Liverpool to be in the Champions League, but Liverpool will not be, don't deserve to be in European football for next year, in my opinion. Maybe I'm in the minority there, but again, I feel like Liverpool don't deserve anything. from this season. Anyway, but we gave Dawson his second, two easy goals, two as well. Yeah, absolutely, we did, and it was a pile of crap. Anyway, but we are going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, I feel like we haven't really spoken about the game, but again, I just wanted to come on to bring you your guys' thoughts. For me, again, abysmal today. I think we have spoken a little bit about the game, but for me, look, changes are needed, and people need to be dropped, and players need to look at themselves. Um, Realistically, look, nearly all of them deserve to be dropped. The only people I think at the moment that you can really drop is probably Bicetic and Ali. At the moment, the rest of them, could certainly be dropped. And I think we'll speak about that in the week as well. In what could happen um, over the next couple of days and a couple of fixtures anyway tonight anyway. But again, guys, if you guys haven't yet subscribed, then please hit that subscribe button as well. Again, we're trying to hit to 1,000 on YouTube. We've hit 1,000 on TikTok, so that's again very much appreciated on that as well, for you guys as well. And again, any form of way of forgetting about football at the moment, please do it, because at the moment Liverpool are doing everyone's heading, including mine. When again, I have to report on it, and have to bring it to you guys as well. You look at the amazing season it was last year. This season, it just makes you want to, just go away. In that regard, anyway. But yeah, like I said, guys, hopefully you lot have had a fantastic day apart from the footy. Anyway, we might be back tomorrow, probably not, unless there's anything breaking, but we'll definitely be back on Monday, 9 o'clock as usual. You guys know where to find us. Anyway, but again, check the community tab, check Twitter as well at the Cop Council. Again, to let you guys know when we are live. And all that good stuff anyway. But I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I will see you all Monday. Hopefully I will see all you guys Monday. Anyway, but again, it's the fact at the moment where just football is depressing at the moment, isn't it, guys? Anyway, and to be fair, I do think pretty much all of us hope something can change over the next couple of weeks. Anyway, again, it has to change because Jesus Christ, there's a Merseyside derby coming up. I don't want to lose against the blue and white shites next week either. But until then, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you all then. Ta-ra.